Hello and welcome to the BYU Library Family History webinar. We're glad you could join us today. I'm Olivia Tuller and I'll be your host for this webinar. If you have technical difficulties during the webinar, please use the chat box and I can address your concerns. You're welcome to use the chat box during the webinar for comments, insights, and questions. However, all questions will be addressed at the end of the presentation. Our next webinar is on March 23rd with James Tanner. He will be giving a presentation entitled, "Where Was Your Ancestor Buried?" Using online cemetery programs. If you would like to access a previous webinar, please visit our webinar index on our website or search on our YouTube channel. All of our webinars are recorded and uploaded by the following Monday for your convenience. We also post links to recordings and other updates on our Facebook and Twitter accounts. For today's webinar, we are pleased to hear from Bob Taylor, who will be giving a presentation on what's new in the Family History Guide. Before we begin, here's a little bit about Bob. Bob earned his BA degree from Brigham Young University and MA degree from California State University, Los Angeles, both in music education. A career change led him to instructional design and technical writing, where he has worked for large technology corporations such as Novell, Intel, and Western Digital. At Intel University, he redesigned key training courses for employees and managers worldwide, as well as teaching management courses in Washington, Arizona, Oregon, California, and Utah. He has authored many online and written learning systems, helping others accelerate learning in technology, music, and family history. Bob has been a featured presenter at Roots Tech 2016, 2018, 2019, and 2020. He has also presented at the Family History Library in Salt Lake City, Pikes Peak Library Colorado Fair, Riverton Family Search Library, UVTA-GG, and the BYU Family History Conference, in addition to numerous family history fairs in the United States. If Bob is ready, we can go ahead and turn the time over to him.
Okay, thanks. Welcome, everyone. And this is the homepage for the Family History Guide. And in this session, we'll be talking about things that are new, like basically over the last 6 months in the Family History Guide to bring you up to speed. First of all, a quick note about Roots Tech. Roots Tech 2023 was great. It was the first time back live in person in the Salt Palace since 2020. And so it was wonderful to get together with people. We had some great presentations by our team members. It was great to also mingle with people and get them more familiar with the Family History Guide. So good stuff happening there. Okay, so I'm going to be switching back and forth between the website and a slide deck here. So I'm going to open up the slide deck, what's new in the Family History Guide. And we're going to go over these particular points here. First of all, some miscellaneous updates. Then we have Show Me Slides, customizing menus in the Family History Guide, stars for databases and websites, consultant training tools, the Q&A Center, an introduction video, the long version, and miscellaneous new articles, videos, sites, and so forth. Okay, so first of all, miscellaneous updates. As you're probably well aware, Family Search has been changing quite a few of their screens, person page, home page, that type of thing. So we've been busy updating individual pages. So the philosophy there is that when Family Search makes changes, they typically have a new version, old version, and you can switch back and forth between them. For us, we kind of decide on a cutover point, and we say at a certain time, the new screens have been around long enough, and we're going to make those the de facto documentation that we have on the website. We do not want to have two sets of documentation for any particular functions and screens. So we have cut over to the new versions there. 8 new YouTube videos in quick research basics. So I'm going to go over to the website here, and in the media menu, you can access our YouTube channel here. And if I go over to playlists, a little bit down here, there is the quick research basics. And we can see on the right-hand side here, we have 8 new ones. We have adding social history, a 3-part series from Miles Meyer. Mapping Your Way to Genealogical Success by James Tanner, a 3-part series. And Miles also contributed 2 parts on census records, mining U.S. Census and working with the 1940 U.S. Census. So all of those are available on our YouTube channel there. All right, 25 new family history activities. So these are in miscellaneous places in our activities menu. We had a Temple and Family History consultant down in Texas that added a bunch of these. And then we've also added some from the weekly family history activities pages that we've done. We also have some brochure updates. So I'll show you where those are so that you can find them. In the media menu, all the way at the bottom, we have what we call media resources here. I'm going to click that. And one of the categories here in the top area is brochures. I'll click that. And the brochures have been updated with the latest text. We've also provided Spanish translations as well. So if I open up, let's say, research here, this is a downloadable PDF, and you can use these, print these off for family history fairs or your own publicity, whatever you need to do with that. Okay, history choices for England counties. Let's go back in the family history guide, and we're going to go to countries, England, in the countries menu there. And beneath the picture here, you have links to all of the different England counties. So if I pick one, let's say Devon, and I go down to the bottom of that, then you've got, this is a new choice here, learn about the history of Devon. You have different articles and websites that you can access there. So that's new. Okay, moving on, point number 2, show me slides. So we have been using show me videos on our YouTube channel for quite a while, and it's come time that we've needed to do an update and a refresh. The decision was made that rather than stay with the YouTube videos, we're going to replace them with Google Slides. And a couple of reasons for this is that these are more interactive. So in other words, if you're going through a Google slide set on family tree navigation, for example, you can stop and click and control the rate of information and control the flow on the screen easier. It also allows us to produce graphics with larger type so that you're not having to squint down into the details as they fly by on a video. And we use text boxes instead of the person narration, so you can read, at your own speed there. All right, so we're going to go into the family history guide, and in family search project 1, family tree, there is a show me here, goal 1. I'm going to click that. That takes us out to the Google slide that's online. And basically you just read and click, and you see the circled areas and the results of your action, and then a little next click or button there. And then it goes on and talking about zoom and next and shrinking text and so forth. So these are available. We've finished about 10 or 12 of these so far. So it's a work in progress. We'll be completing the whole set probably within the next several weeks to a month. So look for those to take over the functionality for the visual training in the family history guide. Those are the show me slides. And like I said, they are available in the header area, but there's also a show me slides page. I should show that. So let's go back to the site. And in the trainers menu, about 2/3 of the way down, there is a page that says show me slides. And you can look at all of the show me slides that are available there that we have. And you can click any one of those. And you can tell that we are still adding to the collection here. We're just on our way for that. All right, part number 3, customizing menus. So the customizing menus feature, this is fairly new, and we did it because sometimes people remark to us, well, there's just a lot of information in the family history guide, and that's true. I kind of liken it to a public library. So you wouldn't walk into the library and say, wow, there's just too much information in here. I'm leaving because I can't absorb all of this. Instead, you target whatever type of information you want to learn about, and you go after the books or the resources, whatever you need. In the Family History Guide, however, we've provided a way where you can actually slim down what you see. And it depends on the online tracker. So I'm going to demonstrate that really quickly. I go to the website here, the online tracker up at the top, and I've already created an account and I've logged into the online tracker here. So I'm going to go to this second button over here that says My Account. And everyone that has an online tracker login, which is free, also has an account page. So when I open that up, we've added this new menu customization item here. When I click that, then I get a list of all the different items. Now I'm arbitrarily just going to clear the check boxes for about 5 or 6 or 7 of these items, and then click Save Settings. And immediately up at the top, you see that about half of the menu items are gone, corresponding to these items that I've checked. So if I go anywhere in the Family History Guide, now I just have a few items. So if there are menus that you think you may not use or use for a long time, you can exclude or hide those in the online tracker. And then you can go back to the customization page and you can click Select All, and it enables them all again, and the menus are all back. So pretty nice and handy to use there. Now remember that these menu preferences depend on being logged in to the online tracker. If you log out of the online tracker, then all menus are automatically displayed. To show your selection list that you've customized, you'll need to get back into the online tracker, and then it will be active for you. Okay, part number 4, stars for databases and sites. So you may be aware that we have stars that appear just before links to articles and videos. But now we've expanded, opened up the playbook a bit, and we also have stars available for databases and for websites. It also requires an online tracker account and a login. So I'll demonstrate how this works. If I go to the website, I'm going to go to Countries, United States, and here we have a list of the states. I'll pick California here. And as I scroll down a bit, you can see here that we have links to databases and websites, and I can click these stars and make them dark or clear. And the idea with the stars is that this is a visual reminder so that you can tell what websites you've visited or what articles and videos that you've watched or read. So those are available anytime you log into the online tracker. You can keep track of these items, which now include databases as well as the articles and the videos. All right, part number 5, consultant training tools. So we've experienced in the Family History Guide when we meet with family history consultants, and a good example was at Roots Tech. A lot of Temple and Family History consultants are pretty well familiar with the tools and the website from the church that are necessary for learning about the calling. What we find that is a challenge sometimes, and a lot of consultants have told us this, is the ability to learn family search faster and to get up and running on research techniques and skills faster and easier. So that's the area that the Family History Guide focuses on in consultant training tools. Not so much the calling part, that we leave to the church materials, but this is more having to do with the skills, learning, and so forth to get the shoes connected to the pavement, so to speak. So we have a new page in the trainers menu, and I'm going to access that now. Here's the trainers menu. About halfway down, we have consultant training tools. And this starts off pretty basic because some consultants will say, well, Yeah, it's a nice website, but I don't exactly know where to go if I'm a consultant and what should I learn and that type of thing. So here's some step-by-step instructions, getting access to the tracker, starting at the beginning, completing choices and logging them in the online tracker, items for group learning, learning research skills, country research, other resources. Some good step-by-step guidance with getting some traction for Temple and Family History consultants, especially for learning skills for family search and research skills and knowledge for helping other people who may come into a family search center and need guidance. Okay. So one step further on that, this is a new tool that we've added. It's called the Q&A Center, the Question and Answer Center. So this is a series of downloadable Google Sheets. And basically the sheets pose typical questions that visitors to a family search center or anyone who works with a consultant might ask typically. And then there are links to answers that are included in the family history guide. So we have a series of these Google Sheets, so I'll demonstrate how that works here. About halfway down in the trainer's menu, we have an item called the Q&A Center. So I'm going to click that and scroll down a bit. And we have 4 basic sections: learning about family search and partners, learning research essentials, learning about United States research, and learning about research in different countries. So let's go to Family Search and Partners, and you can access the whole sheet, or you can actually dive inside the sheet and go to any of these tabs of interest. So first of all, I'm going to go to the entire sheet here because I want to show a few things at the beginning. Okay, right off the bat, we have an About tab. So this basically gives you an overview of what this is all about. And one thing to note is that there are some tab colors here. Blue is informational, and then green is beginning level. If you see a yellow tab, that's more advanced. And then I can click the next tab over, Customize, and this has some special instructions for how you can actually change the content in this downloadable sheet. So if you are working at a family search center, for example, and you have more questions that you want to fit into the Google Sheet, you can easily do that following these guidelines here. Let's go over to the first example here, Family Search 1. This is Project 1, Family Tree. All right, so in column C, we see quite a few questions here. And for example, I only see a few generations in the family tree. How do I go back farther? So you could click this link here and complete the transfer there, and you go right in the family history guide to where you would answer that question. So this has a couple of benefits. First of all, it can be a self-study method. So if you're a new consultant, you can go through column C, for example, and just start figuring out, okay, these are some of the questions that I need to be prepared to respond to. And it's easy to find the answers there in the family history guide. Also, from a training perspective, if you are working on training other Temple and family history consultants on some research or family search skills, you can use this kind of as a test type of a thing, and you can do it with open book, closed book, however you want to do it. There's lots of different possibilities there. So it's both a self-study and a group training potential tool that can be used. Okay, over in the second tab, we have memories. And I'll just kind of bounce through these different tabs without spending a lot of time on them, but just so you can see them. So Family Search Project 2, memories, interviewing, uploading photos, tagging, that type of thing. Ancestry, working with the ancestry family tree. My heritage, family tree, and memories and documents and so forth. And find my past. So these are some good tools that help you get a good start. And there's also a tab here for Latter-day Saints. All right, we're going to close this sheet up and let's take a look at another one here. Research Essentials. So we've already taken a look at the About and the Customize tab. So we're just going to dive in here, Research Essentials, Basic Research. All right, in column C, we have the questions, and in column 1, we have the answers, but these tend to be more open-ended. It's not so much a cut and dried, what is the question, and this is exactly the answer. Like, how do you get started with research logs? So this points you to a section in the Family History Guide that talks about research logs, but you always have the flexibility and the options to use that information how you would like. And then there are some source links that you can click or access to get more individual information about those. So basic research, from organization to research basics, strategies, that type of thing. Family search tools, the catalog, the wiki, genealogies, ancestry tools, getting familiar with how to get better search results using ancestry search screens. Next steps, you notice that this is a yellow based tab. So it's involving some skills that are a little more advanced or take some more practice to master. Here are your questions. I may have gotten the wrong person into my tree. How do I avoid mistaken identities? Click to find the answer there. And again, some source articles that you can explore as well. DNA research, also a yellow tab here. Here are the questions and here are answers. For example, where can I find help with my DNA questions? And then you've got a nice link here to Facebook pages, blog sites, etc., to get you going, message boards, forums. All right, so that's Research Essentials. Let's take a look at United States research. We're going to dive into record types here. So we have record types. B is vital records. C, census. D, immigration. E, military. F, other types of records, which could be church, business, land, will, deed, probate, court, and ethnic research. All right, and then one more category, countries research here. And we'll start with North America and that tab. And again, these are not cut and dried, but they basically point you towards articles with strategies and things to consider when you're doing research in particular countries. So here's North America, British Isles, Scandinavia, Central Europe, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Asia, Pacific, Africa, and South America. All those resources are available there. Okay. So that pretty much takes us through the Q&A center. And you can, again, dive in on particular tabs, or you can go to the beginning of the sheet, whatever your needs are there. Okay, so let's go back to the slide set here. And we're part number 7. Okay, the intro video, long version. We had several requests asking us about doing a longer intro video. And this covers basically most essential parts of the Family History Guide. So I've been doing quite a few webinars for genealogy societies, family history fairs, that type of thing. And this is similar to what I do for those. The video is about 40 minutes long. And so I will take you to the homepage is the easiest way to find that. So this is adapted from a presentation to a U.S. Genealogical Society. So we go to the homepage here, and right in the center, kind of near the bottom, we have a link to the overview video. That's 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The full intro video is 39 minutes and 33 seconds. So when I click that, So basically, it's going to take you through each of the upper menus, how to deal with them, how to find the important things that you need to in the Family History Guide. And that is fairly new as of about a week. So I would invite you to take a look at that, and it gives lots of inside information about using the Family History Guide. Other new items. Okay, we have added links to articles, videos, and websites. This is an ongoing process that's always the case. And rather than try to enumerate them, we just invite you to keep going back to the Family History Guide and exploring that. We had a number of visitors at Roots Tech, and we asked them, so are you familiar with the Family History Guide? And they would say, oh, yes. But then they would take a look at the site and say, wow, you've added quite a few things, haven't you? And we would say, yes. So if you haven't seen or been on the site for a while, it's a good idea to go browse around and see what's been added there. Improved Google Translate access. A trivia point here, this was actually implemented today. That's March 16th, 2023. So I'll give you a quick look at what that is about on the website. So over here, select language. We used to have a box that would come across left to right, but we found that when you're using a phone, there are some issues with being able to scroll all the way and see all the different languages. Also, we've added a little bit of white space up here at the top, because when you select a language, I'm going to scroll down to, let's say, Spanish. Now that bar is over a white space. Without the white space, the bar was actually overlapping the top menu, which was not a good thing. So we've fixed those things. The Google Translate functions, work a little easier. You can click this X to escape and go back to English there. So that's a feature that we implemented and turned on just today. We are now starting the process of linking to many of the Roots Tech 2023 videos. So this is a process that we do pretty much every year. It's been going on since articles and videos, primarily videos, have been added to the Roots Tech catalog. So it usually takes about 2 to 3 months to comb through the site and to figure out, okay, which are the videos and assets that are of highest importance. And we link those into the main parts of the Family History Guide, and other videos that we think are perhaps secondary importance, we put in the vault. So just as a refresher, if I go out to the vault here and go to the main page, and Ireland, we're almost at St. Patrick's Day, that's tomorrow. So we have links to videos and to articles, and we see the different years of Roots Tech and so forth. And so we'll be adding some more to the year. So I would recommend spending some time in the vault. We add information and links to articles and videos here all the time. And it's a great way to get some additional information that's not found in the main part. Wherever you see these main links here, you can click and you can go to a main part of the Family History Guide. And then it has the more primary articles and videos in our estimation. Then if you want to return back to where you were in the vault, you can click a vault link and you go back to that particular area with Irish research. Okay, so that is pretty much a quick tour of what's new in the Family History Guide, primarily over the last 6 months. A few things a little bit longer and several things shorter than that. But we do endeavor to keep the Family History Guide up to date concerning family search, ancestry, MyHeritage, and Find My Past, so that the links, the pictures, the screenshots, all of the information is relevant and up to date. This takes quite a bit of work, so we appreciate your patience as we work through those things. Plus, we are discovering lots of fun resources that we add to the Family History Guide. That's one of the funnest parts of developing the site. And we are proud to share those and organize them into parts and sections of the Family History Guide where they make the most sense to be used and to be of benefit to all of you. Okay, so that's what's new in the Family History Guide in exactly half an hour. And I will turn the time over to Olivia for question and answer.
Perfect. Thank you, Bob. We have a few questions in the Q&A section. Jim Heddle says, no advertising, no charges. Who is paying for the upkeep and enhancements of the Family History Guide?
That's a great question. So yes, that's true. We don't have advertising. We don't have fees. It's completely free. It's somewhat like Family Search in that sense. You get on the site and you're, there's no handout for money type of thing. However, we are funded. We are a nonprofit organization that is funded by donations. So if I go to the homepage here, just as an example, down at the bottom, there is a donate button that you can click, and voluntarily you can contribute that way. PayPal, wide variety of different donation methods, credit card, and that type of thing. And those donations are tax deductible in the United States. Another question, I'll go ahead and answer this. There's a lot of content. What is your process for ensuring the accuracy of these materials? So first of all, they're vetted as they go in. We do some due diligence to make sure that things are okay, but we are humans, and so sometimes mistakes happen. So we do review the content, and we have people responding to us in the miscellaneous menu. So I should point that out. Over in the miscellaneous menu, there is a contact us button here. And when you do that, click that link, you can send us a message that, hey, there's a broken link. And we've actually gotten a couple in the last couple of weeks where there were some links that were broken. So one thing to understand about that is that content that we link to, sometimes the websites go offline and they just close down. And so we may have 5 or 6 links to them. And so we either turn off those links, but what I like to do more is to find equivalent replacement links so that you still have the resources that you want. So that's a kind of an ongoing process there. So it's a combination of us checking things and then our users checking things as well. One thing just to mention really quickly, if you like the Family History Guide, then be sure to share it on social media or with your friends, email, however you like. That's the quickest way that we get the word around. We don't have a huge budget for advertising, so getting the word out in family history fairs, in social media, awards, stakes, libraries, schools is very helpful. And if you're looking to do that, we have a media menu here. We have a Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram pages as well.
Gordon asks, can you review how to get to the Roots Tech links, please?
Okay, the Roots Tech links. We don't actually have a link to the Roots Tech homepage, but what we do have is we have lots and lots of Roots Tech articles and videos. So for example, let's just take a quick example here. If I go over to the vault and the main page here, one way to do that is we've coded these with RT for Roots Tech. So if I did just a search on the page and typed in RT, well, it gets probably more than, but you can see, well, that's, let me try a different name, RT colon. Here we go, that's better. So RT colon gets you links to Roots Tech specific videos and articles, and you can, that's one quick way to do that type of thing here in the vault. And those are also listed in other pages with that RT prefix there. So you see BYU, AC for Ancestry, FS for Family Search, FL for Family Locket. All of those are coded so that you know where the article or video came from. Okay, Do I have to log in to use the site? No, the only place that you have to create a username and password and log in is in the optional online tracker that I showed you before. That you must create a username and password, and it's right there on the opening screen. Other than that, you just use the website, and it works on phone or tablet as well. The website actually recognizes what type of device you're using. So if I squeeze my menus here, you can see that we get this 3-line item here for the menus, and the menus come over on the left side. And if you're back in the wide browser mode, this is more like a desktop or a laptop. And so the program recognizes what device you're using, and it formats all the screens accordingly. Any exciting things planned for the future in regard to the Family History Guide? Oh, yes. And there's something very, very exciting, and I would love to talk about it, but unfortunately, I'm under confidentiality restrictions here. So I mentioned really briefly that at Roots Tech, we've pursued some partnerships with some different companies and organizations. In a nutshell, those conversations were very productive and very exciting. So I would say in the next couple of months, look for some major announcements from the Family History Guide Association about some partnerships. But having said that, I cannot mention anything about who, where, what, that type of thing. But we promise that we will keep you in the loop, because this is good stuff. It's pretty major, and we're excited about it. So that's one of the things that are that's planned. Other than that, we just keep the ball rolling, and we keep updating the site. We have a major new feature coming in the next few months as well that will keep everybody up to date on. We're not quite ready to announce that yet. So sorry I couldn't be more specific, but requirements there. But we'll let you know as soon as those are official, and they should be online in the next couple of months.
All right, if there aren't any other questions, we can go ahead and close.
Thank you all for attending. It's been a pleasure, and check out the Family History Guide. We'll see ya.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you will join us for our next webinar, which is on March 23rd with James Tanner. He will be giving a presentation entitled, "Where Was Your Ancestor Buried? Using Online Cemetery Programs." A recording of this webinar will be made available next week. You can view that on our YouTube channel or on our website. If you have any comments or questions, you can always email us at fhl_webinars@byu.edu or follow Facebook and Twitter. Thank you and have a wonderful week.